I don't see what's wrong with this work. There's nothing wrong with this. This is perfect. You don't know what you're talking about. No. Okay, so this is the first thing. So that's one personality. Hello.
Hello, sir. How are
you?
I'm fine.
Great. Okay, I'm fine also. My name is James. I'm from the United States.
I'm Pradeep Gautam from India.
Okay. Okay, good. I think knowing names is very important.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And you're from India, did you say?
Yeah, I'm from India, sir.
Okay.
And
And uh-huh.
in this lecture, sir, we talk about because you are an expert of the. We talk about the personality development. So we talk about in this video on the personality development.
Okay. Okay, very good. Um, Now you do know that there are professional services that will run extensive, comprehensive tests on employees and tell you everything about them. Do you know that?
I know that because in terms of competency, we check competency by the written test, right? And so any kind of test, so we can check the personality on personality.
Hmm. Okay. Now, if I did not use a professional service, one of the great things about um, leadership, being a manager, a leader, is to quickly assess a person, is to be able, sometimes we would call that to quickly size a person up. And that simply means to assess how we think this person functions and how we believe that this person needs to be managed. Because
Okay,
you know that everyone responds differently to different types of management, to different types of responses. And so it's important to quickly understand what this person is, what it needs to motivate him, and what
okay,
it takes to get the most from him.
okay.
Are you in a leadership position?
Oh, right now I am not a leadership position. I am a position of as a executive. But I lead in we talk about the in the sports. I lead. You give the two tips. One is the how the person is work and what things motivate him. So these
Mhm.
things are also included in personality development, right? Sir?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
That's
And
correct.
so what other things also mm, included in personality development? Because during the day-to-day operations in the organization in office, so what we can do for the improving our personality?
Hmm. What we can do to improve our personality.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. The first thing that we need to do, any person, any employee, any person, period, we need to constantly be self assessing.
okay,
Okay. We need to be constantly self assessing. How did I do? Could I have done it better? Why didn't I do it better? Why did I respond like that? Was that the appropriate response? How should I have responded? This is constant self-assessment. Um, I was a CEO for 30 years, and I will tell
yeah,
you that many times I went to bed thinking about how I handled something, whether that was correct, how I should have handled it, what I think the outcome will be. So constant self-assessment for the person that wants to improve himself. We talk about incremental improvement, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Incremental improvement. Every day there should be an incremental improvement to your ability. And The people that are worrisome to a CEO, to a manager,
Okay.
is the person that never self-assesses. The person that there was a problem, he didn't handle it well, and he goes, oh, okay, no big deal, and keeps going. This is not good. This is not
Yeah.
good
Com-
because you
com-
know that we have, that's right.
yeah. Completely agreed, sir.
That's correct. So this is where any person, and this is what we look for in a person, is are they striving to improve or are they satisfied with their performance at this point?
Okay. And sir, at the time of interview, how can assess any person of personality? How can assess at the
Okay?
time of interview? Because interview is not for the 20 and 30 minutes class. So how
That's
can
right. Okay. In the interview, we have behavioral or psychological questions. Some
okay?
people will call them hypothetical questions.
Just please give an example of behavioral and psychological type of questions.
Okay. One of the most common one is that I say, okay, Pradeep, your supervisor comes to you and heavily criticizes your work. Now, you think that he's incorrect in his criticism. You think that he's incorrect in what he's finding wrong.
Okay.
And then the question is, how do you respond to this?
Okay. I respond this. Uh, okay, sir, no problem. Because I know I do my work is in the best way, and I give my 100% to the this particular work. So I know what my work. I have no problem at all.
Okay, good,
According to
good.
me, answers
Yes,
according to
yes, and that's good because many people would become defensive. Many people would say, I don't see what's wrong with this work. There's nothing wrong with this. This is perfect. You don't know what you're talking about. No. Okay, so this is the first thing. So that's one personality. And you'd be surprised how many times you're in an interview and you ask that question, and someone would say, well, if I know he's wrong, I just won't listen to him. That's not a good answer, Or if I know he's wrong, I will try to convince him how he's wrong. That's not a good answer. Really and truly, you have to remember that most managers got where they are because they know what they're talking about. And so we have to understand that when he's criticizing us, we have to take it as beneficial. We have to take it as, what can I learn from this?
yeah,
Show me where I'm wrong. Show me how you want it done the next time. Show me
completely.
what I can do. I will do it for you. Okay. And so this is the first thing that we look for. And this is what we call behavioral or psychological questions. How this person looks at the world. And because you have to know that in an interview process, um, what we're trying to figure out is not whether we want to hire you. What we're trying to figure out is, will we fill this job, this position with a good employee? We don't care who it is as long as he's good. So I have to see how your thinking is, because some people, once they get the job,
Okay.
they come in and they're very difficult to work with. If somebody comes over and says, Pradeep, can you give me a hand with this? Leave me alone. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm too busy.
Yeah.
Wow, nobody wants to work with this guy. Or if somebody says, Pradeep, this was not very good work on your end. Oh, I can't do anything right. I'm always doing things wrong. This is not good. This is emotional instability.
Okay.
And this is what we have to avoid. And so that's why we ask these questions. What happens if your boss criticizes you? Another question is, you have to work closely with a coworker and he has a very annoying habit. Maybe he's always going ba 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 ba, and you're like, I'm trying to work, I'm trying to work. And how do you handle that? You know, some people say, I just tell you, stop it, you're driving me crazy. No,
Yeah.
no, that's not it. Or some people would just go, I would just leave. Well, you can't leave. This is your work area,
Okay.
you know?
We
So
cannot leave.
that's
Yeah.
right. But the answer to that question is communication. Communicate with the person. Let him know that what he likes to do has caught your attention and it's distracting to you. And ask him if he would please refrain from doing that while you're working nearby. Now, that works 80% of the time. But the other 20% where he goes, don't, I'm still going to do blah, 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 blah. But then, of course, then it's time to speak to his manager, to your manager. But the whole point of it is communication.
Okay.
Communication. So anytime there is an interview, every question really deals with communicating. And you may think that people communicate all the time, but that is not true. They will either not communicate or they will communicate poorly, such as getting angry.
Mm.
And so yes. And so what we've got to find out, is Pradeep the guy that gets angry? Is Pradeep the guy that won't say anything to anybody? Somebody takes Pradeep's lunch and he doesn't say anything. Somebody
Okay.
messes with Pradeep's computer and he doesn't say anything. No, communication, communication.
Okay. Yeah, right.
So,
Agree. Communication is necessary for set the limitations, and as
mhm,
well because we make a wrong relation with the co-workers
that's
as well,
correct.
because by communicating, because you not communicating, you give the permission of disturbing you. This is a critical for you for working. This is a,
Mhm,
we can say a restriction for your work.
mhm,
You have not completed your targets. We can talk
mhm.
about the so this is a big thing, sir. And the second one is communication. So we can say that, sir, communication is also part of personality development, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Your ability to communicate, your ability to persuade. That's a big one. Personal development is to persuade somebody to agree with you, to persuade someone to go along with your plan. Persuasion is a major personal characteristic in management. Whereas I don't come as your manager, I don't come to you and say, Pradeep, do this. No, Pradeep, I'd like to get this done. Is that something you think you can do in the next couple of days?
Yeah.
Ah, very persuasive. Yes, sir. Yes, I can take care of that.
Yes.
Persuasion, major characteristic for management. And most people even forget the word that it's important to be persuasive. Instead of saying, don't do that anymore, you say, that really annoys me. Could you avoid doing that when I'm nearby? And so persuasion, communication, persuasion, they go hand in hand.
Yeah. Agreed. Completely
Okay,
agreed.
I see we're out
And
of time.
thank you very much, sir.
No, thank
Yeah.
you. It was a wonderful time. Thank you very much.